This video is going to start looking at the informal powers of the president. These are powers that are not specifically listed within the Constitution. I think we can look at like two categories of informal powers. I think they're the non-controversial ones that people don't get too upset about. That's what this video is going to cover. And then there's going to be definitely some more controversial, not like informal powers. So these are the non-controversial ones. All right. So the first informal role that the president serves as is the chief of state. So this is when the president performs like ceremonial roles, right? Things that are just meant to like make the American public feel good. So, for example, if you look at the picture, this is President Taft, who was the first president to throw out a first pitch at a Major League Baseball game, right? It's like a ceremonial thing. It's not a big deal. It's not something that's going to be listed in the Constitution. It could also be like hosting dinners or like an Easter egg hunt on the White House lawn, or the lighting of like the White House menorah, or the Christmas tree at the holiday times, right? Like just like ceremonial tasks the president fulfills in order just to make citizens feel better. The next role is the role of chief citizen. This is just anything that a president can do to sort of seem like more relatable to the citizens. So obviously, the president is like one of the most powerful people in the world, so it's tough for the average person to relate to them. But these are just like basic actions or steps or events that a president could participate in or take that ultimately would, just make him a little bit more relatable to the average American citizen. So a great example is former President Obama was a huge basketball fan, both NBA and college. And one of the things that he would do every year, like most Americans, like in March, was when the big college basketball tournament is taking place and everybody's filling out like their little brackets on predicting who they think is going to win. President Obama would always do this, and like ESPN would always like highlight it, and Obama would talk about his favorite college basketball teams. And I think again, that's not something that's in the Constitution, but it just generally makes people feel like, oh, like I like basketball too, so it just makes him a little bit more relatable. Another role that the president can serves informally is the role of crisis manager. This is like during times of like crisis or just like difficult times that the president just can project like calmness and leadership. So, for example, this is a picture of President Trump during the initial coronavirus outbreak with health officials and other government leaders, where he would give daily press conferences that would sort of update the American citizens about the steps that the government is taking to deal with the pandemic and its initial outbreak. Again, not something that's in the Constitution, like making people feel better about a crisis that's going on, but it's definitely an important role that the president serves in. The last two are the president serving as the chief of party. So again, that is a picture of former President Trump campaigning on behalf of somebody that was running for Congress. Right, the president is not officially the leader of the political party that he belongs to, but for all intents and purposes, like he is. Like people look at Biden, they think Democrats. People look at Trump, they think like Republicans. And there's definitely something called the coattails effect. This is when your like view of a party directly corresponds to the popularity of the president. So if Biden is like wildly popular, the Democrats will benefit from that. It's called like riding like the president's coattails, right? If Biden is very unpopular, like the entire party is looked negatively. Same thing with Trump, right? If Trump was super popular, like Republicans would be looked at more favorably as a whole. If he was unpopular, he'd be viewed more negatively. So the president definitely is like the unofficial leader of his political party, and everybody in the party either benefits or suffers based on the president's performance. And then the last one is the president serving as the role of like chief persuader. This is using the media to try and convince the public that he's right about a particular issue and to put pressure on Congress to support his policies. Every president does this like in a different way. Some presidents give like press conferences. Other presidents are more willing to use like regular media, like TV. Trump kind of revolutionized things because he was the first president really to use social media to take his message directly to the public and to influence the public in a way that would put pressure on Congress to adopt the policies that the president wanted. So again, these 5 roles are all informal. There's like nothing in the Constitution that specifies these things, but these are all things the president has done and roles that he served out in some way or one form or the other as we've gone through American history.